Sunshine and Calamity Gaming.
Hey, welcome back. It is Calamity. That is Sunshine.
Hi.
And this is episode 6
That seemed like it was a struggle to do.
of Dark Souls 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't need your judgment. This is a judgment-free zone.
No, it's not.
Lies I tell myself. Well, last time we teased about having an in-depth discussion on the socioeconomic and environmental causes of climate change. But instead,
We're going to talk about my toe gunk.
yeah, let's talk about toe gunk. It seems like that'll be less frustrating and controversial.
Nah. Toe gunk's pretty controversial.
I mean, I'm not going to talk about toe
Do you eat it
gunk.
or you don't?
You don't. No one's
See-
asking that question.
See, I've heard a lot of people say, go ahead and scrape that into your tum-tum.
I like that about 80% of our relationship is just you progressively trying to gross me out, and the other 20% is taking naps together.
I love napping.
Yeah, napping is like the backbone of our relationship.
That's
No, I mean it's true. They've actually done studies that like couples who like napping together increases dopamine levels.
Studies. Yeah, I like napping. I'm a napper. Big into it.
Ideally together.
I mean, like, if I have to. I do like naps, though.
Eventually they're gonna learn to like just sense when I'm glaring
Just
at
know
you.
I will not nap with anybody. I'm a big solo napper. That's what I prefer, honestly. See,
Everything is coming at you at once.
these folk here are called the forest folk, and they're allergic to cranberries. So I've laced my sword with the cranberry juices. Is that true? Probably not. Did he hit me through the stairs? He did.
Did those stairs disintegrate?
No. They're
Oh,
over there.
it seems like they did.
Hi there, friend. Just know that I always will love you for who you were, not who you became.
That's what Dolly Parton was really writing about.
Hmm?
When she wrote I Will Always Love You, she was writing about her arch nemesis in Dark Souls.
Oh. The dude with the hatchet?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Did you know that? It's a fact now. I'm gonna put it on 4chan and that'll make it true.
I'm putting on Wikipedia.
Oh yeah.
Wiki.
Oh yeah. Put it on Wikipedia.
Alright, so I'm about to go fight the tree, I think. The tree?
I read the most horrible thing the other day. It was pretty funny.
That trees are secretly alive, and whenever you touch one, they're screaming pain.
For the last time, M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening was not a documentary.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Marky Mark was in it, and he's wonderful.
So was Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, and she's like nerdable, adorable.
Adorkable.
Adorkable, thanks. I don't know. I don't
She's-
like her very much.
I think the only woman I've ever seen who can pull off bangs
I think she's
consistently.
like every nerd dude's dream girl.
Ethan loves her.
And like my old roommate loved her. And
Oh
everyone
yeah,
know
I
loves
forgot about
her,
that.
And I can see why.
She's cute.
But I just don't care.
She's funny. She can pull off smart characters. She's got the whole manic pixie dream girl thing going for a lot of her characters. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
So this is the Curse Rotted Greatwood. You have to hit him in the balls.
Hit him in the balls. Which
I kinda
is
enjoy this part.
The first
'cause it
fighting
jiggles when
technique
you
I
do.
learned.
Look at that jiggle.
Ugh. This is the first fighting technique I learned.
Jiggle the balls?
Yeah, it hit him in the nuts.
Oh, that's weird.
I had 2 brothers. And I was not exempt from the roughhousing. So it was like real quick. It was
Now we're
like,
about
you
to
know,
do
if
this a little
if
tougher.
they overpower you or you get hurt, you just get them in the nuts. Which I didn't really abuse.
Alright, now we have a creepy hand that has escaped. So we're gonna like not go in the front area. Oh, it's sap!
Attack him in the back.
You're sap! Oh, I forgot He's really slow and like telegraphs all his moves pretty drastically, so you should be able to at least dodge that thing if you can. I
He's
mean,
like a really gross int.
not pro tips or anything, but this boss is not difficult.
This is probably the most serious tip you've given.
It's just because he's not a hard boss. He really isn't.
The
He's
only
kind of
time
one of
you're
those bosses where you're like, oh god, posing because of his like
size, I guess. The only time you're willing to actually give honest, helpful advice is when it's not needed.
You know, if it's your first time, you're gonna more than likely be like, oh god, it's another boss.
Generally, just generally in life, if it's your first time, go for the nuts.
Except right now because there's a creepy hand that will fucking destroy you.
Oh, that's true for a lot of things.
I think I have to hit it right now, but ooh, I dodged. Yay, an amazing dodge. I will say 10 out of 10, greatest dodge. But he is dead. I have defeated the cursed mod.
Muy bueno.
That's the end of our show. Maybe, probably not.
Air of fire destroyed.
That's not how I do my thing.
I didn't set
I
a
like
timer
how I
again.
reflect on the water behind me. Look. Look at that. Look at that.
You do.
I do.
I'm
Beautiful.
You know what I didn't do?
Start the timer?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's because you're a professional.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'll get the hang of it eventually. Or I won't, and it'll become like an endearing flaw.
It's like it doesn't really matter.
It's almost like it doesn't matter.
I'll just play until I don't want to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I roll in life. Now, I did not do the basket, dude. It's to join a covenant, but I never really liked it. And it's a pain in the butt. Don't want to run and do it, and then be like, I'm not going to do anything with the covenant, blah, 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 blah.
It would be a
blah.
waste of time.
And it's not a waste of time. It takes like 5 seconds.
Would it be boring?
No. But now I gotta fight a phantom.
All I'm hearing is excuses.
Now I gotta fight a phantom. I
Okay,
think.
fine. Fight a phantom.
I will. And it'll be fun. Watch. Watch. Oh, I gotta go around. I might have to kill that guy again. I think. I'm not for sure. I like how I glow.
Yeah. You're like luminescent. You got that highlight,
Aww.
quote unquote, on fleek.
I forget how to make him come back to life. Well, whatever. Let's go do other things. Because if we're not...
He's attacking you with a bandsaw.
Yeah, it's really effective, actually.
It's what I imagine would
'Cause he's
happen
like-
if you ever pissed off your dad.
Yeah,
He
just
has
kill you
so
with
many
bullets.
tools.
Well, he's a dad. All dads have
That's
tools.
true.
But my dad actually uses his.
Well,
It's not just a giant garage filled with crap.
you be careful about how much shit you're talking.
No, like, that's all dads.
All dads have.
All dads. My grandpa's has a shed full of tools. Doesn't use them. Some of my uncles I have, like, every dad I've ever known has a garage filled with tools. Does not use them.
It's a generational thing, I think.
Well, yeah, I think it's just, like, I have tools. I don't have a lot. I have what I need.
You have a toolbox.
I have a
You've got the
toolbox.
toolbox that's in the closet.
I have what I need. I don't have more than that. I actually, honestly, don't have that much at all. Oh, and if you're wondering, the speared guy who's throwing spears at me,
Mm-hmm.
javelins, whatever you want to call it. I'm not all new age, so I don't really know.
How is that a new agey thing? It's not like they've got healing crystals on them.
They got JO crystals on them, though.
Really?
I mean, maybe. I don't know his life. Maybe he's just
I'm not
asking.
having the JO crystal talk right now. I'm not having that.
Okay. Then we'll talk about...
I love it.
we'll go
but
back to bandsaws, then.
yeah, let's talk about tools.
Alright.
What's your favorite Tool song?
Favorite Tool song?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, Injustice for All, because I don't listen to pansy bullshit.
I'll accept it, but the correct answer is Sober.
I know, I was gonna say Sober, but I think that's...
It's
that's what
everybody's
everybody
favorite Tool
says.
song. And if you are a big enough Tool fan to have a different Tool song, as your favorite, I'm sorry for your life choices.
Tool's good.
There's no.
I like Tool.
I like Tool too, but I can't name another song. The rest of it's just jams.
I feel like that's your fault, though. You shouldn't hate on other people.
I'm not gonna hate on Tool at all. I enjoy Tool. I'm just saying, like, when I put Tool on, like, if I put on a whole Tool album, I don't differentiate between different songs.
Yeah,
I just jam to the whole album.
I guess. That's kind of true.
Because it's so focused on the instrumental. It
Yeah.
would be like
Beautiful.
putting on a symphony that's on a CD and trying to pick apart the different movements in it. It's like, well, why? It's all instrumental. It all kind of flows together because it's put together well.
There's a pupper.
So I'm not talking crap about Tool.
You're a little bit.
No.
Changing your story again, I see.
Mhm. That's fake news.
Stab her in the butt.
Rude.
Got a poker. You know, I'm thinking about it. I think that might actually be a dude. But I'm not sure. You're dead though, so it don't matter.
That mace
Doesn't
looks
even
uncomfortable. I think it is a dude.
Yeah, I think so. My worldview has been shattered.
And nothing else matters.
So that's real music.
Thank you.
Oh, hi.
You mentioned Injustice for All, and I've been thinking about getting that on vinyl for my collection.
I know, I saw you looked at it on Amazon. Now, these guys are not cool. They throw their buckets of blood. Who does that?
Richard Chase.
Oh, there's another dog. I forgot. Are you alright there, bud? No, you guys stuck on a rug. You a silly little puppy. We're gonna go in the sewer.
Cool.
Yeah?
We all float down here.
There's mostly rats. But if there was a clown, that'd be a little bit better.
Mhm.
That was
Just
a
if
good
you
movie.
see a single floating balloon, run the other way.
No, I'm gonna run.
Or face it head on. I think you could do it. You
I'm
live in the
pretty
Dark
sure
Souls
his
universe.
weakness is not being afraid of him.
Yeah. And you live in the Dark Souls universe. You're like,
Hello, little rat.
I've fought the worst this place has to offer, so.
I mean, it is actually pretty, like, creepy. These bosses, I don't
Yeah.
actually scare.
Pennywise is a good character, I guess.
You guess?
Well, are we talking about the film?
Film.
Which film are we talking about?
Well, one's a TV series.
One was a miniseries, yeah.
Miniseries. Whatever.
The film Pennywise is good and creepy.
I think the other one's creepy, too.
The miniseries Pennywise, to me, is more menacing than creepy.
Yeah,
Like, he's menacing,
creepy, but he's
and,
still funny
like,
and
the
stuff.
idea of him lingers with you because I mean, it's Tim Curry, again, coming back full circle. But he always has a way of balancing, like, the creep factor and the humor. And I feel like that's something that this Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, didn't really focus too much on the humor. Not the intentional humor, anyway.
I think some of it was funny, but I think it wasn't meant to be funny.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like, anything I thought was funny about the
He's
new
a
Pennywise
clown.
wasn't intended to be funny. Whereas Tim Curry's was definitely like, I'm going to creep you out with how funny I can be. And then in the it's weird, in the books I never really felt afraid or intimidated by Pennywise in the book.
That's just like, I don't know. I don't remember the book very well, honestly.
What-
I remember the weird parts of it.
Since it's late October, this feels kind of topical. What is your favorite Stephen King book or movie?
I don't know. I've read a lot of Stephen King. I've seen a lot of Stephen King movies, though.
Yeah, what's your favorite Stephen King movie? Or what are a couple of your favorites? Because I have a hard time picking.
No, I honestly don't know right now.
You can't name one, can you?
Well, I could probably. I just don't. I don't know.
I think the first Stephen King movie I ever watched with you was The Shining.
Oh, I love The Shining. The Shining.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You got The Shining. I think you mean Shining. Shh. Do you want to get sued? Simpsons did it. And it's good. No, but The Shining's great. Jack Nicholson is wonderful. Did you know that the little boy in The Shining didn't know he was filming a horror movie?
Huh.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? No, yeah, Stanley Kubrick was a
Oh.
notorious douche nozzle while filming that,
Maybe.
but at least the kid.
Look into my eyes.
Well, hey, Blurple Junior,
Tell me,
Junior.
how's your day been?
I mean, it's been fine.
I'm not asking you.
Who are you talking? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the wall.
Oh, okay. In that case, no, he was a notoriously difficult director. He drove the woman who played, I should know this, but drove the mom crazy while she filmed.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, like,
She
know,
lost her hair and stuff.
yeah, she was like losing her hair and having panic attacks and stuff. But so that's why it's so weird to me that the little boy had no idea he was on the set of a horror movie.
Yeah.
How different must the environment have been for his scenes?
Probably pretty different.
Oh, and tangentially to that, when we went to the Max a couple weeks ago, what drink did you get?
Oh, I
Red
got
rum. Red rum.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot the Shinin.
Yeah.
I
So
really
I'm
do
like,
like that
The
movie.
Shining is one of your favorite movies.
That's like
So
a really good movie.
I was surprised you didn't think of it.
Is Pet Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery is Stephen King.
Yeah, I like Pet Cemetery too. I like the part where he cuts the Achilles tendon because it makes that noise. The
Oh my
It
gosh.
just makes me laugh.
It's so cringy.
Makes me want to eat noodles
Yeah, kind of in a weird way. I wasn't allowed to watch the Pet Cemetery when I was growing up.
because you're a baby.
No, because it was one of the few horror movies that bothered my mom. And it had nothing to do, well, I think it might have had a little bit to do with the kid coming back from the dead, but it mostly had to do with the kid dying in the first place. Like, I think since we lived on a highway, the scene where the kid gets hit by the truck, like, messed her up. And so we weren't supposed to watch it, but Joe and I did anyway.
Yeah, I like Pet
It came
Sematary.
on after Cujo. We were having a marathon.
Cujo
It was
as
fine.
well.
Cujo's good. Cujo to me was like so relatable and like grounded in reality that it almost wasn't that scary.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Like, I liked the movie, but it was a bummer.
That dude's got a big old stick. He also's got a face. There's a lady in there. She's blind.
I like Storm of the Century. I never really think about it when I'm thinking about my favorite Stephen King stuff, but Storm of the Century was good.
There's also a door right there. I can't get through because it's locked. Or it can only open from the other side because that's how locked doors work.
Have you ever seen Rose Red?
Yeah, I've seen Rose Red.
Rose Red's good. They're making the, oh, what is it?
Orient Express?
No, no, that's
Look.
Agatha Christie.
I know. Look at... It's the Onion Knight! Oh, I'm so excited.
Dark Tower.
Oh, thank God he finally
They're making the
showed
Dark
up.
Tower
Sup,
movie,
bro?
starring,
Sup?
Idris Elba
Uh-huh.
and Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
That kind of surprised me. But, that could be good. I like the Dark Tower books.
Oh, we're going
And I
down.
like Idris Elba, so.
Going back down the elevator where you're probably gonna fall and die.
No, but you mentioned, Murder on the Orient Express. That's an old movie. I love the original. It's so good.
So, I'm gonna fight. Oh wait, there's not a. Oh shit, never mind. I would totally fight this guy right now, but I'm out of Estus flasks.
You gotta go
So,
get that OJ.
I'm gonna do some other stuff real quick.
You know, earlier, or last episode, I said that Richard Chase was the first murderer I mentioned.
Yeah, I will.
I talked about OJ
Yeah,
in a roundabout way. Although, legally speaking,
not a murder.
not a murderer.
So
Which,
yeah, I need to run back, get Estus.
you know what? If you have feelings one way or the other about that, you should like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter,
And if you really
and
don't
tell me what you
care,
think.
and you want to tell us about like how you think it's great that he's getting out there and meeting women again and like having a good time in Las Vegas, you know.
Oh, he
just
moved to Florida.
whatever.
That's where he's from.
I don't care. And if you don't care, like, comment, and subscribe. that
Yeah,
you
if
just
you-
don't care.
If you have a favorite Stephen King book or movie or miniseries, because that happens a lot, like, yeah,
Send us sandwiches.
Tell me about it, because I love it. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Or just send me a sandwich, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, don't, because by the time it gets here, it's gonna be nasty.
Especially, like, make sure you send him egg salad sandwiches.
Yes, I hate them. I absolutely do. And you can't really send me anything because there's no way to.
Oh, yeah, no. There's no. I'm not going to give that out. And P.O. boxes are expensive, I think.
Oh,
I've actually done zero research into that because it's not an issue yet.
It probably never will be.
Ideally, but yeah.
Look at you, baby rat.
But
You're
yeah,
so
I
cute
mean,
with
if
your real
someone
breasts.
mailed you a box of egg salad sandwich, I'm pretty sure by the time you got it, it would just be a box of maggots. That'd be kind of cool to
Uh-huh.
get. Can you imagine just getting a box of
Hey,
maggots?
they sent me oh, poo. Well, that's just a big old diarrhea dump. Ah! No!
Since I'm talking kind of about horror movies,
Oh, yes! I didn't die!
you're getting so loud. Good for you. You stretch those vocal cords. You deserve it. But since we were talking about horror movies and then maggots, you know what one of your
Maggots.
least favorite horror movies is?
Most of them.
Lost Boys.
It's not a horror movie. That's
Lost
like
Boys
fucking
is a
girl
horror movie. It is not a girl movie. Lost Boys is. It
And,
was
like,
a horror
I don't
movie.
mean girl movie as in like, oh, it's bad because it's for girls. I mean like, it's
You've only ever met females who
Lindsay
liked it.
Lohan could star in it and it would be fine.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
you're wrong. If you like
wish
The
I was
Lost
wrong.
Boys and you want to tell Sunshine how wrong he is, like, comment, and subscribe.
You should like, comment, and subscribe because I don't give a shit.
No, it's fine. You have your opinions, but for what it's worth, I like The Lost Boys.
So I fell in this hole, but I don't want to. And there's only one way to escape. And that's to chop one of my arms off. Now that dude likes to fall down.
127 hours.
You know, I got a sword, so it
James
shouldn't take me too
Franco's
long.
looking real pink.
See, that dude likes to jump. And look,
He's
already.
following you.
Yeah, I know. I gotta fight him to the death. Death fight. Oh, I thought I was gonna miss. That would have not been good. Bomb throw. Bomb throw again on accident. So,
If he fell backwards on you, would it squish you?
no.
Oh.
After you kill them, they don't do any damage.
Hmm.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that big boss would have, like, fallen on you.
Yeah, and I would have died.
Hmm.
And that would have been okay. Because he's a big tree. Oh, this part is not a trap. As long as you guys know, it's safe. There's not a bunch of mice that are going to pop up and attack you. See?
Yep.
Not a
None of that
bunch,
happened.
just an average.
Rat King.
Yeah. So, I play Destiny 2 a little bit. And I got so excited because I got the Rat King pistol. And everything just turned into Rat King this, Rat King that. And then I realized, this gun fucking sucks. And it made me really sad because I was so excited to get it.
It's still an achievement to get it, though, because it's one of the rarer... Or, like, you have to do stuff. It's special.
Yeah. You can't just get it randomly. You have to do the quest. or
It's like
whatever.
getting a Golden Globe. It's not quite the
Now,
Oscar,
I'm
but...
touching this lady, but like she asked. I have permission.
Consent is key. Only yes means yes.
Now I know I'm fast forwarding through the conversation. Just slow it really slow.
You
on
know,
the
if you want to
video.
know what's happening in the game,
Google it. Always Google it. She says something about like wanting to help me and how. Oh yeah, I didn't actually do what I was gonna do,
you gotta deliver, man.
which was come back through here with Estus flasks and not die. Whoops. I said whoops. So, alright, I'm gonna run through again. I'm gonna get those souls, and then I'm gonna beat the poo out the Outrider Knight. And it's gonna be so cool. And we're gonna throw confetti and wrestle a bear. 'Cause There's bears.
Are you gonna do
somewhere.
all that next time?
No, I won't do it this time.
Y'all gonna do it this time?
I think so. Why
Okay.
not? Who
I
gives
mean,
a shit?
that's fine.
Let's just do what we want.
Everybody just do what you want. We're gonna keep referencing that, and I'm never gonna explain where it came from.
I mean, later, not now.
Not right now.
Then you'll just want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Um,
The long of the short is, go listen to Karen Kilgariff's live at the Bootleg. She's amazing.
you know, she's funny.
Yes, she is.
She's really funny.
She's very funny.
Ah! Alright, guys, I'm gonna make it. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's a setback. It's a setback. I lost 12,000
Don't call it a
souls.
comeback, guys.
I lost 12,000
I like that
souls
it just said
today.
blood loss.
Yeah. Blood loss usually happens when you're stabbed with the saw.
A little bit. It can
Don't
happen.
you drink that. That's my drink. Don't you do it. Okay.
Glug, glug.
So,
You know what? The storm rolling through was kind of nice because it got both of the cats to leave us the hell alone.
I miss him though. I
Well,
miss my
Tyrion will
little
probably
buddy
be out
buddies.
soon, but the Thunder's
She's
gonna.
already out. She was on the
Yeah.
bookshelf.
She didn't give her crap.
Nah. Now I
She's
gotta
a
do
sweet little cat.
grinding so I can get my 12,000 souls back, maybe. I might not grind. I probably don't need to. But I might. For all you really good players out there that know the proper way to dodge this segment, good for fucking you. Sorry I'm not as good as you.
You see a lot of skeleton dogs, but not a lot of regular dogs.
They're husks. They're not skeletons.
I mean, those are pretty skeletal. I don't see any skin on those.
They have ears still. The nub ears.
Barely. It's like cartilage. It's just the cartilage. You wanna hear something gross?
Sure.
When, I think I've told you this before, but, when I was growing up, we had Harry, this little beagle, and he liked to get in fights, and he was like an old man in a dog's body. So he was like just constantly walking around grumbling and stuff. He was allergic to the grass. So he was just constantly itchy and like his belly would always be red. He was miserable little grumpy dog, but so cute. He loved my dad. And but he got in a fight one time and his ear got bit in a fight with another dog and it bloated up full of blood.
Ew.
And then we took him to, yeah, it was so gross. It was like his whole ear was like
Did
a
you drink it?
blister. No, we took him to the vet and the vet lanced it to like drain the blood. And it had fucked up his ears so bad that it shriveled up and his beagle ears, you know, his little floppy ears shriveled up and were maybe 2 inches long.
Oh, that's sad.
And then, but it was just the one ear.
No.
And then about a year and a half later, he got in another fight and it happened to the other ear. And so this poor little ugly graying beagle who's just grumpy as all hell and only liked my dad at this point in his life, who just walked around being miserable all the time, had these 2 little shriveled ears. He was a good dog though.
Sup, bro, man? So there's a big old demon down there.
Don't disappear like that. You had me downright worried.
Don't trust the onion man.
No, the enemy man's
Thanks
good.
to you, an epiphany has struck me.
Well, now he is, right?
Yeah.
It's the next time you meet him and he's really patches. Spoiler alert.
Come on, you ruined everything.
I'm here to ruin it all. You know, it's, Clarissa explains it all. Well, Katie ruins it all. Wait, there's a show called Adam Ruins Everything. I might be running into some copyright problems.
Do you see that? That humongous... I'm no coward and I've a steady hand, but that thing... How now? Think twice before you go down that road.
Would you ever eat a raw onion?
Totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, just take a bite out of an onion like an apple?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Go get one. I'll do it right now.
I
don't give
mean,
a
I
shit.
have a white or yellow onion. I have both in there.
I don't give a shit.
Probably white onion, I imagine.
Yellow
Yellow
onion's
onions
pretty
have
good.
like a more distinct onion flavor.
Good old fashioned.
Never a red onion.
Nah.
Red onions are gross.
Oh, I forgot. I'm not fighting the Outrider anymore. I'm gonna fight the demon.
Okay.
You should have waited.
I'm sorry. I'm bad at waiting. I'm impatient. You're probably gonna kill me.
I, Sigurd of the Knights of Katarina, fight by your side.
I just want to fight with the Onion Knight.
Huh.
Ah!
I like his battle cry.
Yeah,
It inspired me.
He's brave.
It looks like a wood Belrog.
That is a good description because, like, oh, I'm dead. Like the Belrog, it was created by artificially creating. Well, the Belrog, I guess, wasn't artificially created. It was a corrupted angelic being. They were created because, in the first Dark Souls, someone tried to create a new flame, but it didn't work out.
That tasty, tasty lore.
So I died. That was a good try, though. I'm gonna give myself a 10 out of 10.
Are you barefoot? Am I just now noticing this? Do you ever get shoes?
Huh? I thought you were talking about me in real life.
Obviously, you're barefoot in real life. You in your house.
That's dirty. So next time I will fight the Outrider Knight and all that good stuff.
Oh.
Sorry, I lied.
Are you telling me that we're done?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
that your subtle way of telling me?
I think so.
that we're
Unless
done?
you think I need to go do it.
Do you think that I can come up with a subtle way to tell them that they need to come back and listen to episode 7 and
Is this episode 7?
no, they need to come back for episode 7.
For episode 7.
This is episode 6.
This is episode 6?
They're gonna
Are you
come
sure?
back for episode 7.
I think
And
it's episode 8.
Do you think I can come up with a clever way of telling them that they need to like, comment, and subscribe and follow us on Facebook and Twitter?
I don't think you've come up with a single clever way to do that.
I'm gonna work on it.
Okay,
I'm
work on
gonna
it.
work on that.
We're gonna come back next time with
Bigger, better, faster, stronger.
maybe not that. The same, mostly, because progressing is hard.
Changes. I mean, we're all works in progress, and the sooner we realize that.
But I'll totally be right outside the Outrider Knight door.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
We're just gonna cut out a little bit.
Unless I forget.
We're gonna continue to waste a little bit of time.
Alright, that's all. That's it.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.